Okay, so welcome to meeting 2. Okay, so ngayon we move from culture to governance. So who sets minimum duties, which standard guides management system, and how organizations verify that controls remain effective. Okay, the central distinction ay ito. Laws and regulations are legally enforceable within their jurisdiction. Ang consensus standards may be voluntary unless incorporated into law, a permit or a contract or an organization's commitment. Okay, so magsisimula tayo with the international institution that develops labor standards through a tripartite process. Okay, ang International Labor Organization is a United Nations specialized agency concerned with social justice, labor rights, and decent work. So its distinctive feature is tripartism. We have governments, employers, and workers. They all participate. Okay, ang key point here is this. ILO conventions and recommendations influence national policy and legislation. The ILO does not replace national enforcement agencies. So its value is internationally negotiated framework, and the expectation for the worker and employer voices are represented in occupational safety policy. Okay, ang ILO Convention number 155 provides a framework for coherent national and workplace occupational safety policy. It emphasizes prevention, defined responsibilities, and consultation and continual review. So, ibig sabihin, jurisdiction matters. So, yung OSHA, it's an agency of the United States Department of Labor. It is not the Philippine regulator. Sa Philippines, DOLE administers the OSH framework with RA 11058 and the revised IRR under Department Order 252-25 forming the current baseline. So, sana maalala nyo yan, yung RA 11058 natin, yung first na lecture natin. Okay? The organizations must identify which laws apply to their site, pati ang workers nila, and chemical and equipment and yung activities nila. Okay? So, punto tayo sa next point. Yung national rules are supported by technical standards, codes, and standardized safety communication. Okay, kung sa isang safe facility, maaring applicable ang building codes and fire codes, pati ang electrical rules, pressure equipment requirements, environmental permits, labor standards, and industry-specific technical codes. The applicable set depends on the process and location. Okay? Kung mapapansin ninyo, signs communicate residual hazards but do not control the hazard by themselves. A warning sign cannot compensate for missing containment, guarding, ventilation, isolation, or interlocks. Okay, standards help define accepted practice. The engineer, yung work pa din ng engineer is still to verify suitability for actual chemical, pressure, temperature, occupancy, and failure scenario. Okay, so basahin nyo ito, yung sinabi ko lang din, pareho lang. Okay? So, keep that in mind habang nagpapatuloy tayo. Yung next slide uses a laboratory PPE clause to illustrate a sector-specific standard. Okay. So, dito, the displayed clause emphasizes adequate, clean, risk-appropriate protective clothing and PPE for laboratory personnel and visitors. Yung PPE selection must follow a hazard assessment and consider compatibility, pati yung fit, maintenance, and limitation. So, tandaan natin yung PPE belongs within the hierarchy of controls. Okay? It protects the individual after stronger controls have addressed substitution, containment, ventilation, automation, pati ang work design. The edition also needs correction pala. Ito, yung ISO 1519-2003 has been withdrawn. Yung current published edition is ISO 1590-2020. Yun yung medical laboratories requirements for safety. Okay? So, this example shows both the value and the implementation challenge of international standards. Okay. So, malaki ang value ng standards. They can create common language, support interoperability, share good practice, improve credibility, and enable continual improvement. They also require competent interpretation and resources. Okay? In practical terms, ang implication ay ito, yung accessibility, duplication, complexity, cost, and inconsistent interpretation can weaken implementation. A certificate or checklist is not an evidence for every hazard that is controlled. Okay? Um, the organization must map requirements so to its processes, assign owners, resolve yung conflicts among standards, and verify effectiveness in the field. Okay? So from here, move tayo to the next idea, yung ILO Occupational Safety Standard can also be grouped by kind of risk or policy issue they address. Okay, ang four groupings are standards for specific risks related to specific sectors or branches of work activity. The encompassing general principles and outcomes and dealing with fundamental principles of OSH. Okay. Examples of the four categories are chemicals or radiation for specific risk. Okay. Construction or mining for sector, labor inspection for OSH management for general principles, convention number 155 for fundamental framework. Okay, so the categories overlap, so the legal register must identify all requirements relevant to the work. Okay, so ngayon, turn tayo from international labor instruments to an organizational management system standard. Okay. Ang ISO 45001 provides requirements for an occupational health and safety management system. Ini-emphasize niya rin ang context, leadership, worker participation, risk and opportunity, pati ang operational control, evaluation, and improvement. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yung ISO 45001 can organize responsibilities and continual improvement across an enterprise. It does not replace yung legal compliance, technical codes, or dedicated process safety management system for highly hazardous operations. A chemical plant should integrate OSHA management with process hazard analysis, okay, and management of change, operating procedures, and emergency response. Okay, so keep that in mind habang papatuloy tayo. The next slide will be the list of several approaches that are not, but they are not all standards in the same sense. Dito, the slide groups ANSI Z10, ISO 45001, OSHA guidance, behavior-based safety, scientific management, the new view of safety. Okay, so we can treat this as a map of approaches, not 6 equivalent standards. Okay, so kung mapapansin ninyo, these 6 items are not all the same type. Okay, yung ANSI or ASSP Z10 natin and ISO 45001 are management system standards. Okay, ang yung OSHA is a guidance. OSHA guidance is a recommended practice. Behavior-based safety naman is intervention method. Yung specific Taylor scientific management is a management theory, and the new view, okay, is a systems oriented safety perspective. So all of these answers a different question, so none should be adopted uncritically as a complete solution. Okay, so natandaan natin as we move on, we will examine the management system approaches first, okay? Beginning with yung ANSI ASSP Z10. Okay. Yung ANSI or American National Standard for Occupational Health and Safety Management, okay, it provides a system-based framework for occupational health and safety. Okay, yung cycle naman, it links policy and leadership, planning, implementation, checking, and corrective action and management review. So, tandaan natin yung arrows matter. Okay? So, yung planning must be informed by the hazards and legal duties. Yung implementation naman, it must provide resources and competent control. Yung checking, it must measure both implementation and outcomes. Okay? And corrective action must address causes, and management review must change priorities when performance is weak. So the cycle should integrate with existing quality and environmental system without diluting safety critical requirement. Okay, so from here we move to the next idea. A management system must translate from policy into procedures, instructions, and records. Okay, so sa pyramid, we move from policy to procedures. Okay, we have policy here. Okay, we have policy as the first tier, and to procedures, and from procedures to job instruction, and from job instruction to supporting materials. Okay, so in practical terms, ang implication naman ay ito. Yung documents must be controlled, current, accessible, and consistent with the actual work. Yung signed policy without usable instruction, okay, is weak. Okay, and instruction without training naman and supervision is also weak. A completed form, may form ka nga, may paper ka, is without, wala ka namang critical review, it can become paperwork only. And records should support learning, not merely prove that a box is checked. Or parang, okay na to, parang ganun. Hindi ganun dapat. Okay? So, we move to the next point na mag-i-introduce naman, may introduce naman yung ISO 45001. Okay. Okay, so bago natin basahin yung slide, yung heading na to, yung ISO 45001-2008 ay may konting um, mali. Okay, so instead na 2008, this should be 2018. Okay. So, yung 2018 remains the current published edition, and it was confirmed in 2024 and has Amendment 1 2024 on climate action changes. Yung revision naman is under development. Okay? Alright, so yung ISO 45001 is the world's international standard for occupational safety, issued to protect employees and visitors from work-related accidents and diseases. Yung ISO 45001 certification was developed to mitigate any factors that can cause employees and businesses irreparable harm. Okay? Yung key point here is yung organizations use standard to create an auditable OHS management system. Okay, pwedeng maklarify ang leadership and worker participation, manage risk, and evaluate performance and improve. Yung certification is optional and does not by itself prove that every workplace hazard is controlled. Okay, so evidence must come from field conditions, worker experience, barrier performance, incident learning, and management decisions. Okay, so bakit ba developed ang ISO 45001? So, we have a growing demand for management system based on standard for OH and S. Okay, so also we have a need for health and safety management system that could be audited and certified. Again, ang certification is optional and does not by itself prove that every workplace hazard is controlled. So, kailangan ng evidence dyan. Okay? Ayan. Okay, yung ISO 45001, it applies to OH and S risk within the organization's control or influence considering context and interested properties. Okay, so it sets management system requirements rather than prescribing one universal performance target or system design. Okay, so ang ibig sabihin ng 4 cells na to, okay, it shows the scope and its limitation. Yung organization chooses controls appropriate to its risk. Yung worker well-being may be integrated, and the standard does not directly address product safety, okay, property loss, and environmental impact, except where these affect workers or relevant interested properties. So process safety often crosses those boundaries because major release can harm workers, neighbors, assets, and the environment at the same time. Okay? No, so, tandaan natin as we move forward, the management system is organized around the plan, do, check, act cycle. Parang ganun. So, i-plan mo, gawin mo, and then i-check mo, and then you act on it na cycle. Okay? Okay. Yung plan, do, check, act cycle, okay, so we call this also PDCA, is a control loop, okay, not for isolated departments. Okay, we plan, yung plan, it establishes context, hazards, legal duties, yung objectives mo, and control. Yung do natin, it provides leadership, so resources, competence, communication, and operational control. Yung check naman, it evaluates performance and compliance. Yung act, corrects, learns, and improve. Okay? So, nasa center ang leadership and worker participation. So, planning without worker, ito. So, planning without worker knowledge may describe work as imagined rather than work na natapos. Okay? So, yung checking naman natin, okay, must include leading measures, yung audits, incident investigation, and evaluation of compliance. Okay? Yung improvement must verify that corrective actions reduce risk and does not transfer it elsewhere. Okay, so from here, we move to the next idea. OSHA's recommended safety program guidance. It presents a similar proactive management logic naman. Okay. Sa slide, highlighted ang management commitment, communication, employee involvement, worksite analysis, hazard prevention and control, and training, okay, for employees, supervisors, and managers. So these elements make safety a managed process rather than a reaction to injury. So tandaan natin yung current OSHA recommended practices, okay, recommended practices present a proactive program with management leadership, worker participation, hazard identification and assessment, prevention and control, and education and training, program evaluation, and coordination with contractors and temporary workers. So the slide is useful. This is a useful summary but not a complete legal checklist. In the Philippines, um, we apply the current DOLE requirement in the approved workplace OSH program. Okay, so with that clear, punta tayo sa next point. The next approach focuses on observable behavior and is useful only when placed inside a wider system naman. Okay? So, punta naman tayo sa behavior-based safety. So, ano ba ito? A behavior-based approach focuses exclusively, okay? So, medyo misleading ang exclusively, on observable and measurable behaviors that are critical to safety. The most effective approach is to identify and measure the safe and unsafe behaviors that are recurring in the workplace and manage them. So useful ang behavior observations because they can show how work is actually performed and support timely coaching. Okay? So they become harmful when they are treated or they treat the worker as sole na source of risk or substitute sa observation na nag-account for engineering control. Okay, so sabi ko nga, misleading yung exclusively dito sa slide na to. Okay, so observable behavior is one data source. A credible program also examines madami eh. It examines yung equipment design, procedure mo mismo, staffing mo, okay, maintenance, okay, supervision, pati ang pagbigay mo ng incentive and production pressures. Okay, so safe behavior should be reinforced while conditions that make unsafe behavior likely or necessary should be removed. Okay, so that's behavior safety. Okay, so keep that in mind habang nagpapatuloy tayo. A behavioral safety audit, okay, is better understood as a structured observation, not a full management system audit. Okay, so hindi naman, so lahat ng ito na these are like models, okay? Hindi siya standalone. Ang behavioral safety audit naman, often called as safety observation, examines how work is performed and records strengths, improvement opportunities, and critical risks for feedback and learning. Ang key point here naman is this observation is not the same as compliance audit, process safety audit, or technical inspection, it should capture context na what made the behavior easy, difficult, or rewarded or constrained, and what system change would support safer performance. Now, tandaan natin that ABC model, okay, provides a simple way to examine that context. Ano ba ang ABC model? Okay, sa ABC model, um, we ask what happened before the behavior, what the person does, and what consequence follows. So antecedents include procedures, signs, tools, yung layout, training, and instruction. Yung consequences shape whether behavior is repeated. So ibig sabihin, consider this process example. Antecedent, okay. Um, A production alarm appears during a demanding startup while the procedure is difficult to assess. Yung behavior, the operator silences the alarm and continues. The immediate consequence nun ay production stays on schedule so the behavior is reinforced. The intervention should not only pay attention, okay, alarm design, procedure usability, staffing and supervision, and the reward structure should be improved. Okay? So, sa next slide natin, we apply the learning from past events and positive reinforcements. Okay. Sa step 2, we examine past incidents and near misses without assuming that employees are the problem. So look for recurring contexts, failed barriers, weak controls, and conditions that made the event likely. Okay, kung mapapansin niyo, step 3 is positive reinforcement, which is a panel visible on top. Okay, feedback should be timely, specific, credible, and focused on risk-reducing action. Okay, for example, stopping a transfer after an abnormal pressure trend and escalating it. Yung absence of reports should not be rewarded because it can suppress learning. So reporting, verification, and closure of safety critical issues should be rewarded. Okay. Okay, so sa Taylor model naman, the emphasis is on studying work, selecting and training workers for the task, monitoring performance, and dividing planning from execution. So it helps formalize task analysis and standard work. So in practical terms, ang implication naman ay ito. This model can inform safety but cautiously. So yung standardization and training can reduce the uncontrolled variation, but separating planners from workers can hide how work is actually done. Okay, so modern safety should combine engineering analysis with frontline participation. So yung efficiency natin, it is not safe if it removes recovery time, redundancy, performance success, or the ability to stop under abnormal conditions. Okay. Yung Taylor's four principles are as follows. Okay, we replace working by rule of thumb or simply habit and common sense. So instead of scientific method to study work and determine the most efficient way to perform specific tasks. So rather than simply assign workers just just any job, match workers to their jobs based on capability and motivation, and train them to work at maximum efficiency. We also monitor worker performance and provide instructions and supervision to ensure that they are using the most efficient ways of working. And allocate the work between managers and workers, so the managers spend their time planning and training, okay, allowing the workers to perform their task efficiently. So dapat nga merong isang nakakaalam sa kung anong gagawin, hindi yung iwan mo yung personnel mo na gagawin yun mag-isa with just an instruction from a paper or something. So ang model na ito, it should kasama dapat ang supervisor or a trainer. Okay? Okay, so sa new view, safety and health are treated as properties of the system. So serious events usually arise from interacting technical, human, and in organizational factors rather than one isolated unsafe act. Okay, so you can pause the video if you want to read this naman. Okay, so the central warning, ang ang central warning dito is that identifying hazards is necessary but not enough. So a system deficiencies must also be found. Okay, so we should reject the claim that 80 to 90% of the incidents are simply caused by workers. So we should ask how design, pati yung maintenance, procedure, yung staffing mo, pati yung mga supervision mo and communication, pati ang management decision shape the event or kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari. Okay? The purpose is not to remove accountability, but to place accountability at every level that controls risk. Okay? Yun naman yun. Okay? So, from here, we move to the next idea. A systems view begins by comparing work as planned with work as actually performed. Okay, ang procedures naman, it describes work as imagined under defined conditions. So real work includes variability. So changing demands, okay, equipment condition, staffing, time pressure, weather, interfaces, and unexpected disturbances. Okay, so the new view of safety is based on different understanding of how work is performed and the role of procedures. So deviation from procedures, okay, the way work was planned is not seen as necessarily bad or good. The deviation is the result of workers trying to adapt and balance a number of conflicting goals, such as productivity, efficiency, and safety in an ever-changing workplace frequently burdened by resource constraints. So, ibig sabihin, the line drawing, yung line drawing shows that the straight line is the planned route. Okay, so meron kang, ito yung plano, dapat diretso lang. So, the irregular line is the adaptations required to reach the goal. So, parehong naka-reach kayo ng goal. Okay? Yung deviation, it's not automatically bad or even good. Okay? So, it is evidence. So, we need to investigate why adaptation was needed. So, whether safety margins were understood and whether organizations should redesign the procedure, pati ang equipment, pati ang staffing or operation envelope naman. Okay? Yan yun. Uh, yan ang new. Yun ang work as planned versus work as performed naman. Okay. So, sa old view, safety is defined as mainly as the absence of injuries and illnesses. And the search focuses on person and the root cause. Okay, sa new view, treats safety as an emergent safety system property and asks how the context allowed the event to develop. Okay, kung mapapansin niyo, the table shows four contrasts, di ba? Four contrasts yan. First, safety is created by the system capability, okay, not demonstrated by merely zero injuries. Yung second, workers are sources of operational knowledge, okay, not only recipients of rules. Yung third naman, okay, investigation ask how did this make sense? Yung parang ganun. Okay? And identifies multiple contributing factor rather than forcing one root cause. Okay? So, yun yung new naman. Yung fourth naman, hazard list are necessary, di ba? We look for hazards, but must be supported by processes that controls, processes that maintain controls and reveal how work is performed. Naman. Okay? Okay. So, ang governance defines who has authority and who owns each risk, how information reaches decision makers, and how actions are verified. So there is always room for improvement because processes ay nagbabago, people, nagbabago din technology and external conditions ay nagbabago din. Okay? So, we have to understand o tandaan natin na for governance test are safety critical response. Pwede nating sabihin na are safety critical responsibilities clear? Pwede nating tanungin are resources proportional sa risk? Can bad news travel upward? Are overdue actions visible and escalated? Improvement means strengthening those mechanisms, not merely issuing another policy. Okay? Ayan. Okay, so, ang monitoring turns safety intentions to evidence naman. Okay, so it should reveal whether controls exist, whether they work, and whether risk is changing before a major event occurs. So in practical terms, the implementation naman ay ito. So the measurement must support action. Collecting numbers without decision rules or owners only create data volume. So magsisimula tayo with monitoring, kung ano ang monitoring, why it matters, and how it is performed, and who participates. Okay, so dito, monitoring is the continuous collection, review, and interpretation of qualitative information about safety, performance, and control effectiveness. Okay, so we begin with why monitoring industrial safety and security is important. So yung activity na to is vital and many subject areas can be studied to establish what is working and what could be improved. Okay? So it is to detect strengths, gaps, and change. Okay? Dito naman sa how is monitoring industrial safety and security, diba? So it is carried out in the form of tests, measurements, assessments, analysis of existing hazards as well as in accidents at work and occupational diseases. So these are inspections, tests, measurements, exposure assessments, audits, worker reports, okay, incident analysis, and yung trend review naman. So what is meant by monitoring industrial safety and security? So it is a long-term and continuous process of observing, collecting reports, and analyzing quantitative and qualitative data and information on workplace safety in an organization. So both condition and management system performance naman to. Okay, so aanamin mo lahat yun. Okay, so who is responsible naman for monitoring? Okay, so the the responsibility is shared. Okay? Yung safety officer coordinates yung leaders' own resources and risk decisions. Yung supervisors naman, they maintain controls. And technical specialists verify critical barriers and the workers report and participate. So, under RA 11058, the safety officer has defined monitoring duties, but safety is not delegated on one person. So it is a shared responsibility for safety talaga and security. Okay? So with that clear, punta tayo sa next point, yung monitoring system, combine leading and lagging indicators. Okay. So, ang active monitoring is active monitoring system. So these are the two types of monitoring system. Yung active monitoring system and reactive monitoring system. The active monitoring system is called the leading indicators. So leading indicators show the symptoms before the unwanted event occur, such as accident. If leading indicators are positive, um, the chance of a reduced accidents. Okay? So, yung active monitoring is proactive. Okay? It checks whether preventive activities and barriers are healthy before harm occurs. So, reactive monitoring measures to ensure that check the performance, learn from mistakes, and improve the health and management system. Yung reactive monitoring is often called lagging indicator. So, ibig sabihin, ang active monitoring aligns with leading indicators, while reactive monitoring aligns with lagging indicators. So, both are necessary. So, a leading indicator without a lagging outcome, okay, uh, may reward activity that does not reduce risk. So, a lagging indicator alone tells us too late. So, good management uses leading measures to drive change and lagging measures to test um, whether the system is effective naman. Okay? These are the key performance indicators. So, what is leading indicator? Why use leading indicator? And what are the common examples of leading indicator? Okay? Ang leading indicator is a proactive preventive measure that shows whether safety or controls are functioning before an unwanted event. So it should be connected to a specific risk and a decision. Okay? So what is leading indicator? So a leading indicator is a measure preceding or indicating a future event used to drive and measure activities carried out to prevent a control injury. So why use leading indicators? So leading indicators are focused on future safety performance and continuous improvement. So these measures are proactive in nature and report what employees are doing on regular basis to prevent injuries. So ano ba yung common examples of leading indicators? We have safety trainings, okay, ergonomic opportunities identified and corrected, reduction of MSD risk factors, okay, employee perception surveys, and safe audits. So pwede pa nating i-strengthen ang examples. So number trained is weak unless competency is verified. Diba? So mas magandang um, medyo maliit pero competent sila lahat. So, stronger measures include percentage of safe critical inspections completed on time. So, overdue corrective actions by risk rank and proof test pass rate for interlocks, alarm management for backlog, okay, management of change quality and worker reported hazards, closed with feedback. So, a leading indicator should prompt action at a defined threshold. Okay? So, we move forward. Yung lagging indicators naman that will show the outcomes and failures that have already occurred. Okay, so what is lagging indicators naman? So, lagging indicators measures a company's incidents in the form of past statistics. So, why we use lagging incidents? So, ginagamit natin, these are traditional safety metrics to indicate progress towards compliance with safety rules. So, these are bottom line numbers that evaluate the overall effectiveness of safety at your facility. So, they tell you how many people got hurt and how badly. So what are the common examples of lagging indicators? So injuries frequency and severity, yung OSHA recordable injuries, and lost work days and workers' compensation costs. So ang lagging indicators measure past events such as injuries, yung illness pati, loss of work days, severity, and compensation costs. Okay, so they reveal where the system failed, but they cannot prevent the event that has already occurred. So, ito na yung parang nangyari na nga. Aaralin mo na lang kasi nangyari na nga. We learn from our mistakes. Okay, so, tandaan natin yung process safety outcomes include loss of primary containment. Okay, um, they are also classified by consequence. So, rates and count need context because rare events create unstable trends. So every lagging event should feed investigation and improve of leading controls naman. Okay, so it's also important. Okay. All right. So differences between leading indicators and lagging indicators. So tandaan natin, leading indicators measure activities, conditions, and barrier health that influence future performance. Ang lagging indicators naman measures events and consequences that have already occurred. Okay, so yung pagkakaiba nila. In practical terms, ang implication naman, here is a paired example. Okay, for mechanical integrity, the leading measures include overdue inspections and failed proof tests. Ang lagging measures um, include leaks, fires, or equipment ruptures. For competency, leading measures include verified task competence. Ang lagging measures includes safety where inadequate knowledge contribute. So pairing it prevents the organization from confusing activity with effectiveness. Okay. So, laging pinagpe-pair yan. Okay, so medyo malaki-laki tong table. Okay? Sa table na to, we compare the direction, timing, and purpose and actionability of two indicator types. Okay, so the leading indicator are designed to influence performance. So yung lagging indicators naman evaluate what happened. So may four important contrast dito. First, leading indicators are predictive only when causality linked to risk. So they are not fortune telling. Second, leading measures should allow intervention before failure. So third naman, lagging measures help benchmark outcomes but may hide deteriorating barriers when events are rare. So fourth, Okay, both are gamed. So definitions, data quality, independent review, and worker participation matter. Okay? So the process safety lesson is that yung process personal injury indicators cannot stand in for loss of containment and barrier matrix. Okay? So, wag nyong, ang point naman dito is, hindi ulit sila stand alone. So they can support each other, yung leading indicators and lagging indicators. Okay. Ang safety audit is systematic. Okay. Evidence-based examination against defined criteria. So it evaluates whether the management system and controls are adequate and implemented and effective. Ibig sabihin, a safety survey examines a narrower subject in depth, such as worker perception, noise exposure, chemical handling, and one department. The scope, method, competence, sampling, and confidentiality must be clear before collecting data. The audit findings should identify evidence, risk, and required action, pati ang owner tsaka due date. Okay, yung survey results should be interpreted with other evidence rather than treated as proof by themselves. Ang safety inspection is planned examination of workplace conditions and practices. So it may be performed by the unit but or yung safety representative, okay, yung maintenance or a multidisciplinary team. Kung mapapansin ninyo, ang distinction naman ay ang inspection ask what conditions exist now. Ang audit naman asks whether the system consistently produces and maintains acceptable conditions. Okay? Ang good inspection checks safety critical equipment, pati ang housekeeping, guarding, permits, pati ang isolation, yung leaks, yung labeling, maintenance status, and then tracks findings through verified closure. Okay? Alright. So, para maging useful, indicators must support management decisions. Okay? Not merely produce um, attractive charts. So, the slide lists 6 quality tests. Okay? Una, yung allow accurate and detailed comparison, lead to correct or help avoid erroneous conclusions. Okay, so pwedeng basis kasi siya eh. And third, be well understood by everyone, especially those responsible for implementing change. Fourth, collect information that is relevant to the required management decision and action. So, fifth naman, adequately map and identify causal linkages. Yung six, prompt and appropriate response leading to a consistent focus on implementing change. So, sandaan natin, the 6 points are to allow accurate comparisons, prevent misleading conclusions, and be understood by decision makers. Okay. So, two practical tests are to define the data owner and calculation and specify what decision occurs when the threshold is crossed. Okay. So, this is the monitoring strategy. So, the aim of this program should be to ensure that the health of the worker is effectively protected, and to ensure that the preventive actions which have been taken are still effective, to ensure that any changes made in manufacturing processes or work practices will not lead to excessive exposure to any hazard. Okay, to promote the implementation or more efficient preventive measure. Okay, so yung monitoring program protects the worker health, verify the controls remain effective. Okay, detects risk created by processes or work changes and supports more effective na, na prevention. So, in practical terms, ang implication naman ay each aim leads to a design question. What exposure or barrier will be measured? Okay, or where and when will sampling occur? And what instrument or test method and competency are required? What baseline and action level apply? Who receives the result? What happens when performance deviates? Okay, so management of change should uh, ensure that new chemical throughput or equipment arrangement or practice triggers review of monitoring plan. So, very important talaga ang process safety in total or in overall kapag kayo ay nagde-design ng planta. Okay, so kaya kasama talaga sa plant design nyo later on ang pag-consider ng safety talaga eh. Okay, so you should read more on to process safety, not rely on this topic. You can search in advance for good manufacturing practices naman. Okay, but that is for the coverage of our finals na. Okay, so sa final slide, performance monitoring should show whether policy and objectives are implemented and risks are controlled. So it should combine active and reactive information, not rely only on injury and illness statistics. It should be recorded so trends, decision, and follow through are traceable. So let's close with three messages. First, personal safety and process safety are distinct and both require attention. Okay. Second, systems create the conditions for safe performance. So investigation and improvement must go beyond blaming yung last person in the chain. Yung third naman dito is good governance uses a balanced set of leading and lagging indicators to maintain critical controls and learn. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. This is our last slide.